Welcome to Mini English, the program where we explore an interesting topic and bring uses item of useful vocabulary. I'm Nell. I'm Dan. Now then, how you ever wanted to become invisible? Invisible, impossible to see. Of course, who hasn't? Well, how about this? Most of us think we are in fact invisible, at least some of the time. We'll be looking at the invisible look illusion in this program. Fascinating. And in these phrases, we hear our first three words. Invisibility, the test of being invisible. A clock is a long piece of material worn like a coat around the shoulder. And the third word in that phrase, an illusion, is something that seems real but isn't. Okay, question time. Which of these story feature and visual flock? Is it A. The Hobbit, B. Harry Potter, or C. The Invisible Man? I know they are all connected to invisibility, but I'm gonna say A. The Hobbit. Okay, well, we'll review the answers later on. Now, let's hear more about this invisibility flock illusion. What here is now? Right. Imagine you're sitting in a rowdy train. People are busy looking at porn and books, but they're also looking at each other. They people watching. We call this. Yes, yes, I do that. I do this a lot, if I'm honest. So, where the invisibility part coming? A team of scientists from Yale University did some experiment on this. Commenting on the research here, a neuroscientist, Dr. Catherine Lafday from Westminster University. What did the Yale team find? So this study, they asked people that. First, they did a survey and they asked people sat in on canteen how much they were watching somebody and how much they thought those people were observing them. And there was always a mismatch. People always thought they were more observational than the people who were watching them. So, people think they observe others more than others watch them. Everyone thinks they aren't observed very much. It's almost a if they're invisible to others or wearing an invisibility cloak. And the difference between how much they are actually being watched and think they're being watched is what we call a mismatch. It's the difference between two things. They two things which don't match. In other words, it's not true that people aren't watching us, which is why the idea of having an invisibility flock is just an illusion. This net bit is interesting. Two people were asked to wait in a room. Then they were each asked to list one, what they noticed about the other person, and two, what they thought the other person noticed about them. So list one was always longer than list two. Not only that, but There were also an important difference in the content of the list. Let's hear again from the neuroscientist Dr. Catherine Loveday. What were the difference? When people are observing you, they are doing it in the non-judgmental, friendly, empathic way, and not actually noticing the thing that you're self-conscious about. So, if for example, you feel self-conscious about a spot on your nose or something that you're wearing, that won't be what they're noticing. A much less instrumental form of observation. Right. So even if you feeling self-conscious about something, that means feeling extra aware of aspect of ourselves. Maybe our experiences or our clothes. We didn't be. Yes, you do not need to be feel self-conscious. People are not being judgmental. And being judgmental means being radical. That I was new. So even though I'm thinking about how badly I need a haircut, the other person is probably noticing something completely different. Back to the question about invisible plug, which story isn't it? I'm said The Hobbit, and it was in fact Harry Potter. Not only the Raman made you impossible to see, it also rotates you against magic spell. Wow, I need one of those. In The Hobbit, it's ring to make you invisible, and the Invisible Man, the main character, used chemicals to achieve the same effect. Now, before we become invisible ourselves, how about we go through today's world? Marvelous. First, we have invisible, which means it's possible to see. You could say that stars are invisible during the day. They only invisible at night. We also have clock. Who would wear a clock? Maybe a king or a monk. Or maybe you know. I'm sure I could look good in a cloak. That's a long piece of material worn over the shoulder. What about illusion? Illusions appear to be true, but they are not. I can describe an idea. You could say a politician had the illusion that everything he said is true. Then we have mismatch, which can refer to difference between two things, which perhaps should be similar. There is mismatch between what Michael says and what he does. Who is Michael? Just example. You could also say that Michael and Simon are a clearly couple. They seem very different. They a bit of a mismatch. What is it with you and Michael? One, he doesn't exist. And two, I think you're being judgmental. Well, I'm criticizing him so. Yeah, you're right. I'm being judgmental. Perhaps I should stop. It's just that. It's just that I'm in love with someone myself. And I get all nervous and self-conscious when I see her. You mean you become embarrassed about what she might think of you? You become self-conscious? I do, even though she doesn't exist either. Well, only in my example. Sometimes I wish I really did have an invisible vlog. Hey, hang on, Dan, where have you gone? Very funny. I'm still effectively invisible. Time to go. But to visit our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube pages, and of course, our website. Goodbye for now. Bye.